and I'm dedicated and tied to Columbus. And we have a lot of, quote, professionals who don't live in Columbus who should come back and assist with this talent. Because when I look around this room, I don't see nothing but some doggone talent. And I was at the PACT committee, I'm on the workforce development, okay? And I came tonight because I want to hear from the community too. I know there's voice and strength out here. And that we're not just talking about the employees of Poindexter. I'm saying, what's wrong with the consciousness of this community when you can drive by McNabb's funeral home every day and no one is addressing the whole issue about black businesses who are already here? When I sit in a meeting and someone tells me that they out going around the country to invite other businesses in and you have not talked to or dealt with the businesses that are already here, that's a slap in the face. But better yet, if you are my friend, my brother and sister, and you walk by and watch me be slapped and you do nothing, I question where you at. Can't nobody tell me that when you drive up here past the McNabb's funeral home that has been burnt down or whatever, what if that was your place? And you didn't hear about millions coming in the community and then a building falls and all of a sudden housing trusts go up a 3-story building. I drive by there and ain't nobody by there look like me. But I'm not here to rise up a fight. I'm saying, okay, this is good. Because PACT members, if you're a member of a subcommittee, you should be able to come out to our community who you claim you represent and hear our voices. That's why I tried to wait, but it seemed like we were getting called out. You know, I'm like to get called out, so I can address my own self. But I think PACT members have to understand that if we claim we represent the community, then don't be afraid to come out here and listen to the community. That's that simple. And there are people who are not working. Whereas we can fight with each other, we can fight with those who are in power. We can go home and lay down in the warm, but there are people who don't have a warm place to live in tonight, don't have jobs. So we got to work a solution. I don't want us to get tired. Solution: create some jobs. Help the businesses that are already here. I believe a business that has already been with you, that when things start getting better, they should be the first ones you go to. Now, if I'm wrong, I don't need to be on the PACT committee, because if we don't have that kind of resolve for those who've already been in here with us, then I can't work with this. Georgetta, across the street, all up to 60 churches. Come on, no, this is not rocket science. The reports come out. We got a skills gap. But don't tell me there's not some black man or some black woman who can't do a trade. Don't tell me that a driver's license and a felony and all that are keeping black participation at zero. Because you telling me that every black man got a felony, every black man don't have a license? And then we real with each other. I got people who don't have a felony looking for a job. What about them? I feel insulted. You walk past a man who don't have a felony to give a man who's a felon just robbed his mama a job, and then this man don't have a job. I got a problem with that, and I ain't got to apologize for it. Other recommendation: help the businesses. And I ain't trying to, the McNabbs are personal and private and prideful. Anybody in here know, either Ron or Sybil know that's the case. But there's other people. Georgetta, come on, man, that's her building. That's the gateway. What community been rebuilt that didn't start with the gateway? Let's get serious. Hard work. Hard work. I'm not going to say it in private. I'd really rather for you to be at finance committee. You mostly treated for me at the finance committee. I'm going to say it publicly. You know what I said to you. We got to round up the stone. There's too much talent through here for us to be in this condition. Next thing, I work issue 2, SB 5, on behalf of union collective bargaining rights. And I said during that campaign, you got working people going to unemployed people asking for help. So we need to see you after November the 8th in our community helping us. I shouldn't be still begging to have my people getting in the apprenticeship count, an apprenticeship program. And we're gonna train ours. Understand something, y'all look at my face. We're gonna train ours with or without the building trades. Love to have you, love to have your curriculum, etc. But we got people who can teach painting. We got people who can teach drywall. We got people who can teach more than dark. But please, let's take this energy and be solution-based. If there's somebody from the administration, anybody else want to have a public fight, we don't have time to fight. The people we trying to help don't have time for us to be on the side fighting. Let me get on my soapbox. But I will be coming around the community, pulling on some everybody in here in the room.
Thank you, Randy.
Good evening, Senator. Thank you, Kay and the Ray Miller Institute for hosting this town hall this evening. My name is Shannon Harden, and I serve as the Community Affairs Coordinator for Mayor Michael Coleman, and I also serve on the Advisory and Oversight Committee for Partners Achieving Community Transformation. I think it's important first to say I came from this community. I grew up at 1329 Long Street, right across from Ocean East Hospital. My grandfather was a pastor of Centenary United Methodist Church, and I was baptized there. I went to Afrocentric School, Columbus Afrocentric School, thank God, and was able to go to Morehouse College and got a degree in political science. I came back to the community to give back, and I came back to serve. And I think that what I've seen with the PACT is an initiative to serve. Now, is it perfect? No, absolutely not. It is not perfect. Can we do better? Absolutely yes. But where we need to start is having real community input. We have the community conversation. So far, the PACT has hosted 30 community conversations, have reached 400 community stakeholders, and really engaged the community. Is it enough? Like I said, absolutely not. That was just phase one. We have a lot of work to do. We're just now getting started. But I would be upset. It would hurt me. It would pain me if we lost this opportunity. If we didn't take this opportunity for what it is, for all of us to stand up, for all of us to give our input, not to get stuck on the pettiness of side conversations, but to go to every advisory subcommittee meeting, have your recommendations heard. It's one thing to say, your recommendations go up and no one hear it, but it's another thing not to give your recommendation at all. And so I think it's good. I thank you for having this hearing. We're here. This is really about the community coming together. We really need the input because the progress will continue. So we need everybody. We need everybody to be involved. I have my card here, and I'm willing, and I will be here until the end of the meeting to talk to anyone about this. But the mayor wanted me to be here this evening in particular, just so that you can see that, no, we do hear you, and I'm here to listen. I'm here to listen. We're here to listen. But there's also an opportunity within PACT to listen. So again, thank you, Senator. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Ray Miller Institute, for hosting this very important town hall.
Thank you, Mr. Harden. Other comments, questions?
Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening.
Willis Brown, President of the Bronzeville Neighborhood Association. And this is interesting and very exciting to a point because this meeting came out of the launch because people were angry of the disrespect that happened at the launch. And again, we're always on the reacting end. And I'm also sick and tired of black folks always begging. We just heard about we need to get on this movement. This Bronzeville neighborhood has the plutonium, the gold, the diamond, it has the oil, it's right here. Reason why we're being moved out, because they want it. Where are you gonna find a neighborhood such as ours? We have fiber optics on Long Street, we have transportation on every corner, we have medium density as far as laid out landscaping for the housing. We also have highway on either side, east and west, we have access. We have all of these diamonds. Where can you find a community city that has all of this? So we have the goal. But in order to take control of that is to move you out. We've lost 50% of our population over the last 10 years. No one's cried about that. Even Dr. Harris with the Board of Education, Department of Education, we had a meeting with her about a month ago. And she said, well, I was unaware of this. How can you be unaware of agencies moving people out of the neighborhood? And I know everyone's all excited about PACT. Let me tell you, until you've lived in an area where they demolished blocks, I survived that in New York when they tore down the South Bronx. I'm from Harlem. And the people who are older than I that are in here lived through urban renewal with Mount Vernon. And I have a statement that really brings home. A gentleman who lived through that said he played in the shadows of bulldozers in the 60s, where they tore down all of north of Mount Vernon. So here's to say, we have the juice here. A lot of people ran and left, that's their business. But we that live here, choose to live here, we're gonna fight for this. And the PACT, and I'm telling you, it's the same MO that they did with urban renewal. We dug up the research. We have, Bronzeville Neighborhood Association have the actual documents from 1961, 62, 63. And when you read that, you will see what happened here in 1961, 62, 63. That moved out over 20,000 people out of here and then left it vacant for 10 years, further depressing the economics. What we're saying here is we cannot allow that to happen again. We just saw where the 70-71 split has been halted to some degree. Now you can imagine, we have the Whitney project right down the street here. It's only 2 acres, 3 acres the most. And that hasn't been developed to full potential or capacity. We moved people out, we didn't move anyone in. How do you think that some of these same people are the ones involved in the PACT? How can you manage almost 30 acres in the heart of a community that's already fragmented, is already being destabilized, depopulated by means of people that look like us? And I'm telling you, people talking, we're gonna bring people back in here. You don't know how difficult that is to repopulate a community. So what's gonna happen when you tear down 27 acres and put a fence around, because by law you have to fence it? Who's gonna give us, now I'm still gonna be here until they send me to Deal Whittaker, whatever that may be. Yeah. But my point here, or McNabb's, whoever's around. But my point here is, when they put that fence around there, what is the effect, the psychological, the social and economic, and now the destabilizing with the political impact of this neighborhood, this valuable jewel? And everyone says, run, get that money, get that money, get that money. Listen, what's 10 million? Now, the whole trick is $10 million. They keep saying that because you're stupid. Everyone here because you didn't hear the point. You're only going to get it $1 million a year because you're not mature enough to handle $10 million lump sum. And we still promote that $10 million. How dumb are we? But anyway, mental slavery is a pain. But I'm saying we cannot. And our recommendation with the Bronzeville Neighborhood Association is this. That one, we must save the section between Metro Place, Arthur Place, Ohio, and Champion, because that's a key section. And when the Poindexter Tower comes down, that allows, when you redevelop or repurpose it, it can have a function. Second, you cannot do a clear cutting. This is not slash and burn in West Africa or East Africa. Because we can be left with a vacant spot until we come back in the next life. So we have to do where you take down a section and you build. You build until you don't tear down a level, because I can guarantee you it's going to be like Mount Vernon, because no one in PACT, I don't care how much money they have, can guarantee that I, as a resident, will be able to say, we're going to build when we tear down. They can't do that. So I'm saying we don't need to jump on this, but we already have the value here. We need to be patient with this, but they're running, telling us every kind of lie about, we're going to help you. A gentleman told me years ago, if you want to take advantage of a person, pretend you're helping them. Because by the time they figure it out, it's too late and it's too far gone, you can't do anything about it.